What's up? Welcome back to the North Florida Sports Network. It's Portal Kombat. It's the season. We've been waiting for it. We've been ready for it. It's time.
Yay!
The new recruiting, the new major resource is going to be this. Yeah, it doesn't seem right because of everything that's happened. And if you're an FSU fan, you should feel screwed because you were. But it's Portal Kombat season, and it started. Let's start right there with the Noles.
Payton?
Patrick Payton entered the transfer portal. What can you tell me there?
Go get paid, kid.
Yeah. Right. This is gonna happen throughout the country.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it just happened to Clemson. Andrew Makuba is going to Texas. Their best defensive back is going back home to Texas. Rumor there is $1.2 million for his last season. If you're to believe Twitter, which is probably not a great idea, but the rumor is about $1 million is what Payton was asking for.
Matt Rule told you it was going to cost you $2 million. Who do you think? Who do you think he was talking about?
That's for a quarterback.
Oh yeah. So yeah, he's looking to get paid.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, that may or may not be more than what Jared Verse was being, what right. His deal was worth. And I mean, no disrespect to Payton. I think he had 11 batted balls this year.
That's incredible.
He was really good down the stretch the last three. And he was part of the defense that stepped up. You know, the players that had to step up. But dude, you're not going to get more than Jared Verse.
Right.
Not here. Somebody will pay him, and that's fine.
That's the new age.
Yeah. You know, you just got to look at it next year and not view him as like, well, you know, he's the only guy coming back that did anything on this team. Doesn't mean he's going to be
this team's done.
Forever. Yeah, this team's done.
Forever. They ruined it.
Yeah, you can't look at the roster as in it's going to be completely different next year.
Yeah.
Different QB, different, you know.
The Orange Bowl where the press conference got canceled.
Yeah.
It's just not a shocker there.
No. The got canceled. I don't think either program is really enthusiastic about this game. I'm pretty sure that there's really not any love lost between the two staffs. I don't think they particularly like each other all the way to head coach down, you know. So I think that, you know, the rumors that are going around about a lot of the players and stuff just opting out, choosing not to really even participate, I think there's some substance to those. I mean, something to monitor.
What happens when you screw over a team, you know? If anybody was to opt out, it should be this team.
Right. It's something that's never been done before.
They didn't opt out last year when they were going for 10 wins and they had something to play for. Yeah. They didn't. They had players on that team that came back for this year and did exactly what they had to do.
Right. That's what.
What's the message there? I mean, that's the problem with it.
And it's what, like I said, you know, earlier on it, they don't owe the fan base or the school or anybody. They don't owe anybody anything. They did everything they were supposed to do. Everything that was laid out in front of them, and then they had a door closed in their face.
Yeah. It's not like they're opting out of the playoff.
No, they're not opting out. They're just saying, okay, we were told that nobody gives a shit, so we're going to go do something else now. Yeah, what are we supposed to do? You're supposed to still care?
Georgia doesn't want to be there either.
No, they don't.
The story's going to be FSU because they got screwed over. They went undefeated. Georgia lost the last game, which
whatever.
We've already touched on that 1,000 times, but it's, you know. Portal
Kombat! Anyway, so Payton's gone.
Yeah. What else?
There'll be some more. You know, there's other guys that have already jumped in. You know, Bless Harris just jumped in there. Mm-hmm. Who else? Big Ayo Tafasi. He apparently got passed up on the depth chart mid-season, so he's gonna take off. Quayshawn Sapp, another reserve offensive lineman. He's jumped in. Biscuit's in there. You know, basically, season's over, so this is when kids come and try to get bigger deals. Just get just get a deal in general. We'll see. We'll keep monitoring the guys that are in there. AJ Duffy jumped in really early.
Well, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. It's just
what you got. So Florida State's in the market.
Oh, definitely
in the market.
Definitely in the market. I think you'll see some more guys from the defensive line probably jump in. I wouldn't be surprised to see Josh Farmer either enter the transfer portal or possibly, jump into the NFL draft. I don't know. We'll see with him. Darrell Jackson, his options are a lot more limited there. He really can't transfer and not have to sit out another season. I think, there was a little bit of talk of him trying to go to the draft just based on practice film, but that's a huge risk there. So we'll see. But Florida State is in the market. The biggest thing they're in the market for is a quarterback.
Right.
I know they love Tate as a person, and as a teammate, and he does everything they ask of him, but they're clearly going to try to upgrade that spot next year. And it'll be with a 1-year rental kind of thing. Same thing they did with Milt the Stilt, man. But DJ Uiagalelei.
I'm not going to try it.
DJ Uwe out there at Oregon State. And Cam Ward, those are the two that they seem to be focusing on. I don't believe that they're going to be able to afford Cam Ward.
Right.
That he's going to be the top earner this year, it seems.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with Riley Leonard out there?
Yeah, Riley Leonard seems like he's locked in on Notre Dame. I think Auburn may have an outside chance in him. I don't know, but Ohio State is in the market for a quarterback. They're going to spend big.
You saw that. Their quarterback hit the...
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat! That's what it is. I mean, it's all across the board. I mean, you're going to see teams throwing big money. And you're going to see players at schools that won a lot of games that it could be really good next year. But hey, you got to capitalize. Got to capitalize on what you can get. You're not going to have a chance.
Yeah. The grass isn't always greener.
No, but it's going to happen throughout the land. It's not going to be. It's more of a business now.
As long as there's a free market and you can just do whatever you want.
Right.
Eventually, the smart thing to do would to make these kids employees. The players are employees. I mean, that's how they're basically going about it. They're earning like employees. And then you sign them to contracts with non-compete clause in them. Like, listen, man, you sign here. Like, we're not going to let you just bounce after a year.
Right.
Keep renegotiating and everything like that. But it's so far down the road. And it's
What if we go undefeated, Coach?
Yeah, we go undefeated. What if we go undefeated? We'll go to the playoff. We'll probably be seeded 10th.
Next year.
We'll get that 10 seed.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah, man.
The whole thing's a joke. It really is. But you love the sport. You love it.
Yeah, I do love football.
I know that.
You used to love college football more than the NFL because, it was just kids playing.
God, they really just ruined
it. Wasn't so corporate, but now it's just worse than
they ruined it. Ruined it.
Yeah, ruined it.
Supposed to have that chance.
Committee picking a playoff.
Right.
Anyway, back to the transfer portal. I think there's a good chance that DJ Uwe ends up at Florida State.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean
I like it a lot, actually.
You could do worse.
No, I like it a lot. I like it a lot for this next season. I like it a lot.
Yeah, they're also looking the rumor about Rocket Sanders from Arkansas.
Okay.
I think he's originally from Rockledge, Florida.
Right. You need a guy for 1 year.
Yeah.
You need a guy that 1 year who has experience, preferably, and who has a big body, man. We saw what DJ Uwe could do against Florida State. He played his probably best game ever.
Yeah, it's probably his best game at Clemson.
Yeah.
In terms of most efficient.
Right. Competition.
I don't hate it either. He's
a talented guy.
Seemingly, it won't scare off Luke.
Right, because it's only 1 year.
Yeah, and it'll allow Brock Lynn more time to.
Right, you still can have your cake and maybe eat it too.
And you give Tate the option, man. It's like there's no guarantee that you're not going to get another chance just because we're bringing this kid in.
We're going to compete.
Yeah, or he can bounce, and he may. He's got 1 year left. I mean, he may not want to spend it competing for a starting job. Go somewhere else and.
Right. That's just the name of the game, man.
Yeah.
It's the name of the game now.
But they're they're most definitely bringing in a quarterback. Couple of guys along the front line. There's a transfer out of Vanderbilt, Nate Clifton, defensive end. He's a bigger guy. RJ Oben out of Duke, another one of those bigger defensive ends. They're going to be shopping for edge players. Probably a couple of guys on the interior offensive line. And you'll see what happens, man. A guy like Keon Coleman hits the transfer market, or a high impact offensive player, you probably see him take a shot. It's just kind of been their style. So we'll see. Brad Johnson's second son, Jake Johnson, the tight end out of Texas A&M, has also hit the transfer portal. You would assume he'd probably just follow his older brother to North Carolina, but they're pretty stacked.
What do you think? It's obviously going to be quarterback. It's going to be the biggest, highly competed player, the quarterback from Washington State. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, he's going to be the hot guy right now.
Right.
The one that everybody's going to. I mean, teams that are looking for quarterbacks.
I mean, you got to think Ohio State's in that market for sure. If their guy just is now
right, leaving. I think you could probably consider them the front runner to land him. But he's going to be expensive. When you talk about the premier position, I mean, he's not a dummy.
Right. This is,
and there's been, yeah. You never know, man. I think the safe bet is that you probably got a shot at DJ. After that, it gets really iffy on kids that are in the portal. I mean, there's no other, right now at least, there's not really anybody else that's shown they can be a high-end starter other than those two. So.
Yeah. What about, UCLA had a younger kid that entered.
Dante Moore. He was a 5-star last year. He's still more at the developmental phase.
Right.
He's got an NFL caliber arm, but made just a ton of mistakes, which you expect as a true freshman.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, you bring somebody like that in, you're probably running off one of your two younger QBs, if not both. Somebody with so much left.
Yeah, with Luke.
Yeah.
Going in, you don't want to.
I think they'd much rather just try to find that high-end guy for at least a year.
Right.
And bridge the gap. Now, if they can't, I don't know, man. Maybe they just take a flyer on somebody that's an upperclassman and just try to have competition. I'm not sure what they do there, but they're definitely being aggressive with it. So we'll see. You should know something here probably within the next week.
So this game, what would happen if everyone just said, "Hey, I don't want to play"? What's the limit? You have to have what, 40?
I think it's like
two.
You have to have
scholarship players.
Yeah.
Each position.
I think you got to have at least 2 deep at every spot, including
44.
special teams and stuff. Yeah, maybe even more than that. It might be in the 50s.
50. So if they have enough players that are like, "Hey, I'm not playing," what do you do?
I mean, you can't play. You could have the whole team just decide that they're going to opt out for one reason or the other.
If there was any team that was going to do it again.
Yeah, the issue, I mean, man, it would have to be.
Even if you
to
even
see
if
that kind of
Florida State
solidarity,
didn't want to do it,
right.
And the players just said, "Hey, I'm
kids
sorry,
on that team that just want to play." There's kids that were looking forward to the bowl game. Is like, man, it sucks and everything, but now I'm going to get to play. we're going to go to the Orange Bowl. I'm going to get some
reps.
Yeah, take it out on the field. Keep playing football. But
right, that's what I'm saying. It's just practice for next year,
right?
Because there's the players that weren't going to play in the playoff are excited. Of course, why wouldn't you be?
Yeah,
why wouldn't you be?
The
That's exactly what it is.
The reserves, guys that are going to get a shot to.
But if you have enough players that are just like, I'm not playing in this game for good reason.
Yeah, if you take all of the...
What's the point of having it?
All of the upperclassmen...
Georgia doesn't want to be there either.
No,
and then they're just going to be like, yeah, you guys do it first, please.
Yeah.
You guys back out first. But there's no way Kirby wants to be at that game. Neither program wants to be there. Georgia, from the way they talk about it, they should be in there. They should be in there too. If Alabama and Texas are in, if Texas is in with one loss... Don't tell me Texas is better than Georgia.
Right. I think, you make the argument because Alabama beat Georgia. Michigan, I'm not convinced that they would be an underdog to Georgia, but I think those are probably the only two teams in the country.
That's why that counts.
There's no way that Washington would not be an underdog to Georgia. There's no way that Texas wouldn't be an underdog to Georgia. So that's half your field right there.
So they got a field kicked off too, so
the whole
at Auburn,
right?
Because then
screwed everything.
If that say Auburn wins that game, Georgia probably gets in.
Yeah, we're not having this conversation.
No, I'm just saying Florida State doesn't. Well, Florida State gets in.
Florida State gets in.
Florida State gets in.
Listen, Texas got in because.
And then what if the same thing happened though, or the same thing happened and Alabama beat Georgia?
What if they were 10-2 but beat Georgia?
Yeah, they lost to Auburn, but then they came and beat Georgia and won the SEC.
They got 2 losses. Doesn't matter.
I know. I'm just saying. You say Georgia then goes over Florida State.
No, I'm telling you.
Because then Texas wouldn't get in.
Yeah,
Texas wouldn't get in, and then Georgia would go.
Right. The only reason Texas got in
because they beat Alabama,
was on the shoulders of Alabama.
And then they counted the early season win. The more time that goes by, the more angry and the more unjustified it seems.
Well, you just
and you can say what you want. They did it based on best, but it's a sham just having that in the bylaws in the first place.
Follow the money.
Yeah, follow the money.
Who do you have screaming and hollering the most? If Alabama gets
the best teams, on the agenda.
What school is going to be screaming and hollering the most if Alabama gets in the playoff and they don't? Texas. What's one of the richest, oldest universities, oldest programs in the history of the fucking game? Texas. Follow the money. That's all it is. Nothing about it is legitimate anymore. It's money based. It's
a business.
It's a business. Backroom collusion is how it all went down. So you just buy the best players you can, man.
Find the best excuse to do this.
Yeah.
And justify it. And we'll justify it.
If every single player on the team
just go back on the injury
said, you know what, I'm not playing in the game, I would not blame them.
Would they say, okay, well, you're not the same team that won at Clemson because you didn't have Jordan Travis. You're not the same team that beat LSU because you didn't have Jordan Travis.
Okay. But, that doesn't matter because Alabama wasn't the same team, right?
They didn't have Monroe when they beat USF.
Yeah. I don't get so. There is no logic to it. We played 3 games without Jordan Travis and we won all 3 of them.
Yeah. I get what they're saying. I understand it too, but that's what I'm saying. The whole thing's a sham because of the way it's written.
Yeah.
Have that in there, but to what we find the best, there should be an automatic clause. And I know they're going to say, "Well, blame the commissioner of the ACC." Then if you didn't lose, you're automatically in. And
all I know, man, is as a 49er fan, I'm glad.
The only way that wouldn't happen unless you had all 5 Power 5 teams going undefeated.
Glad we got the number 1 seed in the NFC locked up by beating Philadelphia. At Philly.
That locked up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We could still lose a few more games. We got that best win, bro.
Oh, yeah.
We got a high seed, at least number 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that. That's right. One loss.
And it should be remembered as a loss, too. That's why I don't really want them to play.
there's no reason to play the game.
Don't give the judge. Don't let them. Oh, so yeah, we can. The only thing that they want that game for is to be like, look, we were right. Look.
Well, that.
So don't play.
And money.
Well,
and to,
money. Yeah.
You know, to continue to.
Oh, they need the. I mean, it's an Orange Bowl.
You do what we say, and
But you can't be mad at them if they don't want to go.
Nah, I wouldn't be. I don't expect them to want to go.
I wouldn't go. And if they didn't want to go, I'm not mad at all. Move on.
Like, listen, if they don't want to go, I mean, they go down there and they, you know.
If the coaches want to go and they're ready and the school's ready to go, but the players come together and they're like, man, we don't want to do it. We don't want to do it.
We're not going to go down there.
Then what do you do?
Say, hey, man, we're not going to make these kids play in this game.
Right.
You're going to cost. Oh, well.
What are we doing? I mean, we risked it all. We did it. And they gave us what we have. We're going to go out on top with the championship that we got earned.
Right.
We're not going to take the field again without a chance to win a national championship.
Yeah, and you kind of, you know.
I mean, I would understand that.
Yeah.
You couldn't argue that. I mean, you could say disgrace the game, but they disgraced the game when they voted them out.
What game?
Exactly. The game already got disgraced when they didn't get an opportunity. When it got decided in a boardroom by 12 slap D's.
How dare we disrespect the sanctity of the 5th place game?
Right.
Wow. Who cares? The Orange Bowl will live on.
Well, the players aren't going to be there.
Yeah. What I think will end up happening is you know, everybody who's not going to be at FSU next year will opt out. We'll see how significant of number that is, man. Upperclassmen, guys going to the NFL, dudes thinking about transferring. They'll all choose to just, you know what, I'm not gonna play.
Well, that happens. That's been happening.
Yeah, sometimes you get guys that are gonna transfer that, you know, guys that are gonna go to the NFL that still might want to put another game on tape.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's nothing saying that.
I really think that the team morale and what you have to play for matters, because you saw last year that bowl game, the Cheez-It Bowl game, meant something.
Yeah, and there's no way that team morale is not at an all-time low.
Right, and you just took it, so, like, what's there to play for? Yeah. You know, like, you took the heart out of the game. You took the passion and the drive and what this team was fighting for. You took that away from them. Yep. And if they can't find that to play, that's a disrespect to the game, and it'd be a disrespect. It'd be a disrespect to the Orange Bowl. No, so you might as well let them know, like, listen, we can't do it.
Screw the Orange Bowl.
Yeah,
it would be disrespecting themselves and their legacies at Florida State to put on the uniform again and go down there and dance and be the puppets for this network that just screwed them out of what they earned. So, you know,
don't do it.
Every single kid that's thinking about the NFL, go get ready for your career. Right. Every kid that wants a new home and a new tramp, go focus on that. You know, like, don't worry about this stupid Orange Bowl. Great. I mean, for a team that would have lost and still gets to go to a New Year's Six Bowl, it's a great honor.
Well, do we have any other news in the transfer portal? On any other fronts? Did any other teams? Yeah, TVD was in there.
Yeah,
I knew that.
TVD. You know,
they're back for Florida.
They're looking for a quarterback. ETN hasn't officially entered the portal.
Portal Kombat! I just wanted to play that again.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see, man. I expect more from Florida State.
Yeah. There's going to be across the board.
There's going to be guys that it's going to...
What's Dabo doing?
He's losing guys.
Yeah?
Like I said, Makuba, their best defensive back. One of them. You'll see, man. We'll see.
You're not going to see anybody from the 4 teams in the playoff, though.
No, well, they're
not going to. Yeah, exactly.
They're still playing. This was like look. This defect, the attrition
was
and the turnover was going to happen no matter what.
Right. Of course.
Patrick Payton didn't go and start asking for $1 million because we got denied.
No, I understand that. I understand that. And that's why I'm saying screw. Like, you can't be mad if they decide not to play in the game. Like, anybody.
Yeah.
If anybody deserves it to not play in it.
That's the thing. Is like when you're a program like that, like Same thing's happening at
It'd be
Georgia.
one thing if they lost.
They
Yeah.
got the same thing happening. Attrition, figuring out what they're going to do with recruiting, in the transfer portal. Guys
They
are
still
jumping
lost the last game, though, so I don't want to really...
in.
I know they had a
but
tough game.
I'm
and
talking
they
about
earned-
their focus and their enthusiasm
Yeah.
being on this game. It's
Right.
just like, dude, they don't...
Well, still, they had an opportunity.
Yeah, they did. They had an
didn't win their
opportunity and they lost.
conference.
And that's why they're not...
Right.
They're very quiet about it. They know that they are probably one of the 4 best teams, but
Of
they're
course.
not going to bitch about it right now
Because...
after what just went down.
Right.
You know, they're like, hey, man, at least we didn't get screwed like FSU.
Right. Right.
It sucks, man. We really should be playing that, but god damn, we could have gone under
No, they would have never done
No,
that.
they wouldn't have done it.
But it's just
We know
it's
that.
just wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong. I don't think anybody, if you tell FSU fan that they're never going to get over it, so you might as well just not bring it up.
Yeah, it's
unless
something
you're going to say
hey,
you guys
man,
got screwed.
You size the
just try to
person up that you're
console
talking
them,
to. If they're a Knoll fan and you want to talk to them about it, make sure you can probably take them in a fight
But
because it's going to be a sore spot forever.
We had to go.
Forever.
it's not a sore spot is that FSU Lady Soccer National
dude.
Championship team.
That shit was unbelievable.
You're talking about the premier program in America.
Dynasty.
It's a dynasty right here. in
I will say, hats off to all of the seniors on that team that stayed during the coaching turnover and all the ones that came back because, they had 9 jump in the transfer portal when Krikorian left. And 7 of them came back, 2 of them went pro, and to the 7 that came back, that's as big a part as any of that title. That
they
team,
gave up a goal, man.
Yeah, gave,
5-1.
Stanford is the highest scoring team in America.
What a dominant performance by this team.
They're a dominant team. I do not follow
Is this the
soccer
best
religiously.
team? Is this the best
that's
team
what I was
in
going to
Florida
say.
State history?
Soccer Twitter was referencing that this team would be upper to mid pack in a professional.
So this
league.
is an all time.
Yeah, all time. The way they dominated, the performance that they put out there all time.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
they deserve
I'm
it.
gonna tell you right now, Jordan Dudley, the freshman, absolute stud.
Wow.
You're gonna see her rewrite stuff here at Florida State in her career. So hats off to him, man. The lady sports, the only pure sports lesson, collegiate athletics.
Lady Knowles got it going on the hardwood too.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Softball's
Congratulations for
dominant.
the national champions, man. That's incredible. That's to be
4. That's 4 national
something
titles,
to be proud of, man. 4.
3 in 6 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a dynasty, man.
Yeah, sure. Well, this football season is not to be forgotten.
Hey, we still got the NFL, man. Playoffs coming up. Real playoffs.
Right.
Actual playoffs.
Right. No, there's no. My phone just came on asking me. There's no answer for it, Siri.
Yeah, there's no answer.
There's no answer for what happened. They don't have an answer for it. No one does.
They can't even. Hey, listen. The more you got to
they
take
keep
3 hours to explain it.
Yeah.
It's just.
I keep hearing excuses and
You know
it
what?
was
You don't
wrong.
have to explain. What's right? Quick to the point.
It would have been so easier to say
Right.
Texas or Oklahoma. Texas or Alabama. But whatever. We'll probably be talking about it next time, and we're gonna do it right here on the North Florida Sports Network.
Got him flustered, man.
Yeah. See ya.
We had to go. Our ride was here. We got a shuttle